Let's create our first survey in Solstice. Step 1 is to go to solstice.world in your browser and sign up for a user account if you don't already have one. You can do that for free by clicking Sign Up. Give yourself a username, password, email, and confirm your age to complete the sign up. Now that we're logged in, we can start creating our survey. At the top, you'll find navigation options for sites, that is infrastructure, surveys for any kind of free-form questionnaire data collection, visualization, where you can build your interactive analytics, manage, where you can manage your data collection at scale and do other things, as well as a indicators tab, which is containing our indicator library for standardized data collection. Let's focus on surveys. Go to the Surveys tab, and this is where you can create a new survey. Surveys, you can design, translate, deploy, which activates it for users, and then view data coming through. Here, let's create a Health Clinic Readiness Checklist with our what you see is what you get editor. So whatever you design here in Design View will match what enumerators will be collecting. And the objective of this survey is to conduct a monthly or quarterly assessment of a primary health clinic's operational capacity to provide quality care. And this gives us a chance to explore some of the question options available in Solstice. So let's say the intro page. You can edit pages like this. And to add questions, you click the Add button. Since this survey is very much intended for health facilities, I strongly recommend using the site question. Here we can link our survey to either health facilities that have already been mapped or map those health facilities ourselves during our visits. We can ask which health facility is the survey for with our site question that is pointing towards a health facility site. In this way, we can also do these monthly or quarterly visits and connect them always to the same health facility and track progress over time. Now let's add a few more fields. Let's add a date field. You can see there are a number of question types in Solstice, and you can learn more about these in our resource center. Let's have a date question, date visit. We don't need to ask the enumerator's name because having a login already tells managers what that is. Now let's just start adding some actual information about that operational capacity. Let's have our first page on staffing, SDG3.c. And just ask, is there a trained clinical officer or doctor present today? So we can have a radio button question, asking that question with options to respond a choice of yes or a choice of no. So the user can simply choose what is more correct. You can see that our survey design is being saved automatically as we progress. Next, let's ask the number of nurses on duty. So we get to use a numeric question. So a number question like this, number of nurses on duty is not a decimal number. I changed the format to a whole number. So now we're asking how many nurses there are on duty on that day of the visit. And then we could ask the number of health community or community health workers present as well. Here we could copy this numeric answer question and paste it to get a duplicate, and then just change the name to save us some time. Note that you can also drag and drop, move these questions around in order freely. Let's add another section here on essential medicines and supplies for SDG3.b. Pages are where when the user is in the app, they will have all these questions listed in one view, but then when you move between pages, it will move to another page in the app as well. We can have a multiple choice question for change on are malaria rapid diagnostic tests, RDTs, in stock or not? So let's have a multi-check question for that and add some choices. So we could say in stock, low stock, stock out. In fact, I think this should just be a drop-down question. In stock, low stock, stock out. We can then also ask other questions similar. Are there essential antibiotics present? So again, I copy and paste to get a quick duplicate. Type in my question, and here I can use the same options. In stock, low stock, stock out. Finally, I could ask to take a photo. Finally, I could ask the enumerator to take a photo of the pharmacy or storage room. We can do that with a special question type, the image question. You can also ask the enumerator to take multiple images with the images question. And here at this stage, the user will be able to pick a photo. Finally, to skip to our final section, let's ask about the overall assessment. And ask, based on your visit, what is the overall readiness level of this facility? You can use, again, a radio button question for this. Add some choices, fully operational, partially operational, or not operational. It can only be one of these three. And let's make these toggle buttons for visibility. One can be chosen. Finally, we could add a text field for urgent observations. You can have it be multiple lines of text. We can make some of these questions necessary, such as the site question, and there are many other options we can implement as needed. But let's say this is our design. We now have our first version of the Health Clinic Readiness Checklist. Let's translate it to some target language. We can add a language in the Translate tab. Say we are translating it to Swahili. You can save it here. I can use AI freely by clicking Auto Translate to see if translation happens. That means that in the app, the user can see all the questions and answer options now in Swahili. Did that work? We can preview the survey. However, here in the Preview tab, but we cannot fill it out and save those answers. Your answers will not be saved. So let's see. We have Kiswahili as an option now, and we see that the AI automatically made a bad attempt at translating everything. But at the moment, we still have not deployed the survey, so no user can fill it out yet. Let's take a quick look at permissions. In the Settings tab, we can set who else can make changes to the survey, who can deploy it, and who can view it, meaning viewing the design. Now, this viewer set will grow once we make a deployment. We can leave that as it is. Generally, we recommend keeping the admins as a small group or very few users, and deployers and viewers can be more numerous. In the deployment step, let's create that deployment to activate the survey for one or more users. Let's deploy it just to myself. There are a few options we can fill out. Keep the deployment active or later make it inactive. Enumerators are the ones who can add responses. Viewers are users who can view responses coming through. Managers are ones who can edit responses, including ones that have been marked as final. Finally, if we wanted an approval stage, we can add that, where a response is pending until a manager or an approver has reviewed and approved it. Let's keep things simple. Let's just deploy this to my own account. So how do I now fill this out? I can go to the app at app.solstice.world, which looks like this. I'll make sure that everything is synced, and then I can start a survey. Start a survey from the surveys button, or the plus button in the middle, and click start a survey. I'll see that since my deployment was successful, I can start filling out my survey. If my app is already in Kiswahili, it will show the survey in that language as well. Let's select a health facility that I'm visiting. I could add a new one, or I can visit and add one that's already been mapped if I have permissions to see it. To add the date of the visit and move on to the next page. Let's say that there was a doctor present, 3 nurses, and 4 community health workers. Malaria was in stock, but essential antibiotics were running low. Let's imagine adding a photo here. Finally, we mark the health facility as partially operational and say antibiotics needed now. When I'm happy with the survey, I can submit. Otherwise, I can save it for later or go back. I'll click submit. As soon as my data sync is complete, I will be able to see the ready response here in my portal survey responses tab, which I do right here. I can click into that, review the responses as a manager or viewer. This was the site, the health facility was selected in Ghana. This is the data. It can be edited, it can be rejected, and deleted. Finally, you can start then visualizing results as they come through, using the visualization tab for first blush automatic visualizations that the system does for you, or start building a dashboard or survey report to actually analyze your data. And that's something we'll be doing in the next video. But now you've seen how you can create a survey in Solstice, deploy it, and fill it out in the Solstice app. Thanks for watching. Let us know how you find the platform, and have a great day.